Welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be doing latte style makeup, and I know you've seen this before on TikTok, Instagram, whatever your platform of choice is. You've definitely seen this before, and we're going to be doing it today, and I'm going to show you how to get the look. Start by clipping my hair back. Latte makeup is a super bronzy, glowy style of doing makeup. I feel like it's only right if we go grab a latte before I start this video, so let's go do that. Hi, how are you? Can I please have a venti iced shaken espresso with oat milk and 2 pumps of chai? Thank you. Thank you.
All right, and that's it if you want it?
Thank you. Yep. Have a good one. Okay, so it's not a latte, but it is a shaken espresso. You guys know how I am with my shaken espressos. I added 2 pumps of chai in here today because I get a little excited when it gets close to fall. So let's get back to the latte makeup. So we're gonna go for something super bronzy. Lots of brown shades, something like this. I'm gonna put them all up on the screen just so you guys can see. It's a lot of bronze style makeup, a lot of browns, a lot of gold, shimmer shades, inner corner highlight, lots of glow and lots of brown tones. So let's just get straight into it. Since this is gonna be super glowy, we are gonna use the Mario foundation. I'm gonna use a combination of 2 colors, 120 and 4C, and we're gonna mix these together with some e.l.f. Halo Glow. We're gonna pump this all in the back of my hand. Then I'm gonna take the e.l.f. Halo Glow and then just put it on the back of my hand. And then we're just gonna mix it all together and see what that color is looking like. I think this is good. I'm gonna dip my brush in here, and we're just gonna go and start pressing and stippling it into my skin. Always drag it out to your ears. You don't want to miss that spot. I'm just gonna go in with a slightly damp beauty blender and press everything a little bit further into my skin, just so we have no creasing, no hard lines, no extra product on the skin. Go in and do a little bit of sculpting with the Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. And this is in the shade medium. And we're just gonna go ahead and carve out, you know, where my cheekbones are. A little tip for my girls that have a little bit of a bump on the side of their nose like I do. Do not do the normal contour way. In real life and in pictures, the way that nose contour works best for somebody that has a little bit of a bump on the side of their nose. I always hated my side profile, and now I'm starting to love it. And I actually really started to love it even more after seeing the Barbie movie, because I never realized that Margot Robbie has a little bit of a bump on her nose, and I was able to kind of notice that in the movie, and I was like, wait, she is drop dead gorgeous. I've never noticed that on her, so why do I notice it on myself so much when I literally have a very similar nose to her? It used to be something I was always insecure about, but I've kind of come to really love my nose. A tip for my girls that do have that little bit of a bump on their nose: go over the bump with contour. Contour is supposed to minimize or like shadow things, and highlight brings forward, right? So you want to highlight the tip of your nose, and then from the side it won't seem as protruding out, because if you highlight it, you're bringing it forward. Does that make sense? I like take my bronzer or whatever it is, and I'll go over that, and then I'll like sculpt the sides. Obviously I'm not gonna go around looking like this, but when we sculpt it, it'll look a lot better. In the side profile, you won't notice as much of a bump. So I don't want too much blush because I feel like these looks don't have a lot. So I think I'm gonna do the Pillow Talk matte blush from Charlotte Tilbury. We're just gonna put a couple dots on there. We're just gonna blend that out with a brush first. This blends so seamlessly. Next step is to set some things down in powder, basically my T-zone for the most part, and my cheeks. I'm gonna use a Laura Mercier setting powder. I'm definitely gonna be putting on some freckles for this. Coffee break. I'm gonna go back in with bronzer, and we're gonna use the NARS bronzer. This is Laguna 03. I am gonna go in with a little bit of this apricot blush from Bobbi Brown Cosmetics. Fun fact, I used to work for Bobbi Brown. I used to get a lot of free stuff, and it was really cool. Kind of give myself that like sunburnt look a little bit. For the brows for latte makeup are very like brushed up and they're not like super sculpted. I'm gonna use the Milani Weekend Brow to fill in a few hairs, and then I'm also going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and this is in the shade medium brown, and this one is also medium brown. You want to brush them up and keep them kind of like fanned out, like almost a laminated look, which I have to laminate my brows again, by the way. I'm gonna brush them up a lot. We're just gonna fill in the tail and just go in hair stroking motion. I'm gonna use the NYX Control Freak Brow Gel to brush up my brows. I want them to look a little more feathered than usual. I'm gonna try and brush them up as much as I can. I'm gonna take my bronzer that I used on my cheeks, and I'm gonna start with that as my base shadow, and I'm gonna dust that all over. I'm gonna go ahead and take the brown shades in the middle row and just kind of mix them all together. And we're gonna wipe that along in the crease here. I'm going to take a detailed like dome shaped brush, and we're gonna start to kind of create a smoky shadow line on the top and on the bottom. I'm gonna take this brown right here in the middle, and I'm gonna try to keep it as close to my lash line as possible. I'm just gonna kind of almost create this eyeliner effect. So I did the other side, and now I'm gonna take that same brush and go in with this darker shade on the bottom right here, that brown, and go even closer to the lash line, and we're gonna kind of just keep it very tight to the lash line and outer corner, keeping that close to the lash line. And then I'm gonna take that little blending brush, the more detailed one, and I'm gonna go back in with one of these shades right here, just kind of smoke out right on top of it. This is looking good. Now I'm going to take a bronzy golden shimmer shade, and we're gonna put that right on the center of the lid from this NARS Summer Solstice palette. This is like an older palette. I still have it. I love the colors in here, so I'm not getting rid of it. But there's a shade at the bottom. It's like so dirty, and I've hit pan on like everything. But there's this shade here, this gold shimmer shade, and I think it's perfect for the bronzy look. So I'm just gonna take my finger and apply it right in the center. This palette is by far one of my favorites, just because the shimmer shades in the NARS palettes are so good. I'm going to take this little detailed brush once again. I'm gonna go ahead and wet my brush a little bit, and I'm gonna dip it in that lighter shade that's like basically almost gone from the NARS palette. This corner right here. I'm gonna put a good amount of that in the corner, and then we're gonna take the same thing and just highlight above my brow. I went ahead and put some lashes on off camera because I figured you guys probably don't really care to see that. So now we have to figure out the lip, because I feel like the eye portion came out really good. Oh, wait, we have to do freckles. We're just gonna add these freckles in. I like the way the Brow Wiz does the freckles. The Brow Wiz kind of gives me some softer freckles, and then the Milani Brow will give me a little bit more of like the darker freckles. So we're gonna add those in. The lip is like very nude and just kind of like glossy with a little bit of like a nude outline. I'm gonna use the Brow Wiz to sculpt and shape my lips, and then I'm gonna just put like some kind of clearish or like some kind of gloss on it that has like a little bit of like a gold kind of tone to it, or like a gold undertone. Okay, so I'm gonna take the Brow Wiz and we're just gonna line my lips. Okay, that's good for that. And then I'm gonna use this NARS Orgasm Lip Oil as my gloss. It has a little bit of like a gold iridescence to it. And I think that's it. Are we done? Okay, so I went ahead and tried to fix up my hair a little bit. You guys know I am not the best when it comes to hair. It's not my strong suit. I think makeup is more my strong suit, but it's okay. So this is the final look. This is my latte inspired makeup. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment down below, a little latte cup emoji. And if you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.